Hey, it's me, MC of Healthy by George. I come to you every Sunday and Thursday. And today I am going to talk about collagen, which I know we hear about it all the time, and I'm not ever sure quite why we are hearing about collagen. So please subscribe. I'd love to see you here with me every Sunday and Thursday as we learn more about our health and well being. So let's get into it about this collagen thing. What is collagen? So apparently, collagen is what gives us structure, strength, and elasticity. Oh my God. Elasticity to our skin and joints and connective tissues. And I think most of the time as we get older, we're hearing collagen, produce it naturally, collagen, because it declines as we get older. So there's lots of ways to help ourselves because collagen is very important as we get older. It helps us keep our skin firm and plump, and hydration is key for collagen. So that's why it is so important that we do drink enough water. I know I have a friend who's doing a water challenge, so I think that's a good idea. It also is about if we have reduced collagen, guess what? We're going to have more wrinkles, sagging, and dryness in our skin. So we have to really think about how are we getting enough collagen? It's about our joints and our bone health to have collagen. It makes up muscle ligaments and tendons. And as we get older, we lose muscle and we can become what we call sarcopenic, which is not good because if we have lower collagen and we start losing muscles, it means we don't have the support in our joints and in our tendons, and we need that to function and balance as we get older. It also helps if we have collagen available for injury recover. It helps us get better recovery when we injure ourselves, especially like if we sprain an ankle or we twist a knee or we've done something with our elbow in pickleball. So it's very important, collagen. The other thing about collagen, which is quite significant, is digestion and how collagen helps prevent, I know this, the leaky gut syndrome. And I'm not quite sure. I think it has something to do with how the lining of the gut and the cells that are there, that there is this protective, like a boundary that's made out of these cells and collagen, which kind of keeps our gut intact instead of becoming leaky. So I think that's one of the ways. So the key is how then do we maintain sufficient collagen as we get older? Guess what? I'm going to be drinking more bone broth in the morning. Bone broth is full of collagen. It is made with tons of bones that are slowly cooked. And basically, at the end of the day, you have a wonderful, rich collagen drink that is bone broth. Anytime you see any of that stuff that's gelatinous when you're heating it up, that's all collagen that you're going to be drinking and putting it into your body. We can also do supplements. I think there's lots of things out there that are collagen drinks, collagen. I even ate one of those collagen protein bars. I was thinking, okay, there's collagen. And basically, you need to be conscientious about how you're going to do things to include collagen in your life, especially I think if you're a vegetarian. How do you make sure that you promote collagen? I think there's lots of ways to do it with eating maybe eggs, and I don't know about non-dairy things there, whether those have collagen. It's something I have to look into. But eggs definitely. And if you're a pescatarian, I think it is, fish is a very good source of collagen. You can also take what's called a supplement, which is a hydrolyzed collagen peptide. Apparently, there's several types of that. You can also make sure that you're getting sufficient vitamin C and zinc and copper because those help our bodies make collagen. I think many times what we also have to do is incorporate a lifestyle that is about avoiding smoking excess sugar, which is my big challenge, excess sugar. I adore sugar. Staying out in the sun too long and damaging our skin and getting what they call UV damage. And that definitely breaks down collagen if we're doing that and staying out in the sun too long. Even if you have sufficient sunscreen, I think it's even not a great thing to do that. I think we have to think of ways to have a lifestyle that promotes our body holding on to collagen. And as we get older, doing things more intentionally. Like I know I have this smoothie I make where I put some collagen in it. And I think by adding the bone broth, that'll be something that'll help me with some collagen. But the hydration, that really truly is the biggest thing about keeping our bodies plump and full of moisture. And if the moisture's not going in, guess what? It's not going to be used by our body. And I think often we don't really realize how dehydrated we are. If we're not being intentional about how much fluids we're drinking every day, we're just not going to get the required 64 or 80 ounces of water a day. That's really what you have to do. And if you're someone who drinks alcohol or like me, which is hard, caffeine, those are things that dehydrate us versus hydration. So I'm working on switching it up, which is not easy because I adore coffee. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a coffee lover. Jesus. And it's hard for me to start the day without a big cup of coffee. So I'm now trying, which is not simple, to drink matcha. I don't know about matcha because it's supposed to have some nutrients, and I'm going to talk about matcha next. That's why we're seeing all these matcha lattes, and now we're seeing some kind of lavender lattes. I don't know what all those things are. But definitely, matcha has a history of having some antioxidants and some natural caffeine in it that can be very healthy to drink first thing in the morning, between that and green tea. So I'm going to try those back and forth before I plunge into my caffeine fix. But I definitely find it difficult to give up caffeine, even though I know it dehydrates my body. So I'm working on it. So truthfully, we think of things in our diet that are high in collagen. We have to think about maybe supplements. If you're someone who's a vegetarian, I'm not sure, where you're going to be getting the collagen nutrients that you need from your diet. Maybe that's something I'll focus on next time is if you are vegetarian, because many times a lot of what I eat is considered vegetarian because I'm not a big eat meat every now and then. So I don't know. That's a big deal. And making sure that you've got a vitamins on board. If you're taking a multivitamin, that should be useful because those have the things that help you produce collagen in your body. And then, of course, the biggest thing, which is always so difficult, is lifestyle. Stop smoking. That is the biggest killer for collagen, is to really avoid smoking. I think that's even secondhand smoke to stay away from it. And other things are too much sugar because sugar can be inflammatory if it's in excess, in staying out in the sun too long, those things. So I wear a hat if I'm out in the sun, or I make sure I wear a hat plus I wear sunscreen and sunglasses, everything to protect ourselves so that we don't get the damage from the sun that is possible. So be well, my friends. We have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally and preserve the collagen we have in our body because we definitely want to stay functioning and moving well into our older age. I'll talk to you next time. It's me, MC of Healthy by George, and please think about subscribing. I would love to see you here and hear more about what you're doing to change the things in your lifestyle so that you can live a longer, healthier life for us all to be present in this world. It's important. Bye-bye now. So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift.
and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.